Hello and welcome to today's video in which I'm going to present and share with you my hidden gem, my most valuable possession, my most valuable carpet, my most exclusive work that I on purpose have not shared with the public until now, which is the day I've sold this carpet. And now, before shipping it off, I feel I should really share this piece with the public. It would just be a shame not to. And also use this as my example to introduce you to the legendary Kumkapi rugs, which are arguably the most valuable and exclusive and finest silk carpets produced over the last 200 years. So Kumkapi rugs represent a number of workshops from Istanbul, led under Armenian masters, that aimed to produce the most valuable and finest possible silk carpet you could produce at the time and up to today. And by sourcing the highest quality materials possible, meaning finest silk from Borza, finest golden plated and silver plated metal threads, the most skilled weavers from Armenia, the most skilled designers, and what the result were just a very, very limited number of extremely fine and valuable silk carpets that were usually used as diplomatic gifts. They weren't produced for any person. They were usually produced for the Sultan of Istanbul or the Ottoman Empire back then, and then gifted as royal gift, diplomatic gifts to other leaders. And they were really just produced in very, very low numbers, maybe a few pieces a year. And the cost at the time was something that only most wealthy people were even able to afford. And what I have here is what I believe to be, after extensively studying Kumkapi rugs and publishing an article, which I will link in the description. I published an article a while ago on Kumkapi rugs. And after all my studies, I purchased this masterpiece for by far the highest amount of cash I've ever paid for any item, including any rug. And I believe this to be the finest antique silk rug in the world. And I'm not exaggerating. I think this is the finest antique silk carpet in the world. There's no other place in the world that is known to have produced something of this finesse, of this knot count. And there's never been any Kumkapi rug, like according to my research, there's never been any Kumkapi rug that is as fine as this piece that has ever been sold in auction or marketed elsewhere. So this is the finest silk carpet, antique silk carpet, that the market has ever seen. This is a masterpiece that dates back to the 1920s. It is attributed to Zare Penyamin, who is probably the most famous producer of Kumkapi rugs. There were only about 6 or 7 workshops led by 6 or 7 Armenian masters. The founder being Hagop Kapuchian, then Zare Penyamin, and a few others. Tamishian. If you want to really get into them, I highly recommend you to read my article, which I have linked below. And yeah, this piece is attributed to Zare Penyamin. It's signed bearing one of the 3 signatures that are believed to be attributed to his workshop, and it really represents Kumkapi rugs perfectly in terms of workmanship, the design. So the design you can see here is the famous Sultan's head top copy Kumkapi design. It's the most iconic Kumkapi design. It's a design that was later on copied and adapted by many other places, mainly by harike carpets, silk harike carpets. By the way, Kumkapi carpets are the predecessors of the famous silk harike carpets, which are very popular up to today amongst collectors. And yeah, so the idea of Kumkapi rugs was to produce the finest, most valuable piece of textile you could produce. The inspiration of the designs were mainly coming from Safavid rugs, so carpets that were produced in Persia during the Safavid dynasty, which is roughly 600 to 400 years ago. And that was really a golden era for textile and arts and carpet production. And the designs from that era up to now have strongly influenced the designs of carpets, and also what the Kumkapi masters and designers did is they took inspiration from those Safavid era rugs and drew their designs. So let me get closer to this piece and show you what Kumkapi rugs look like from up close. So as you can see here, this piece is made of silk, as 99% of Kumkapi rugs are. There are very few pieces known to have been woven in wool, but they're mainly made from silk. The silk is very, very shiny, very reflective, and extremely soft. I wish you were here to touch it. It's extremely soft. It's soft and flexible, and it's just the nicest silk you can imagine. And it's a silk you just don't find anymore today. Silk, not from nowadays, is not nearly as shiny and reflective as this silk, and at the same time it's extremely soft, and just feels like, I don't know, it feels like heaven to me. And what Kumkapi rugs typically have in addition to the silk are these metal threaded parts, these metal threaded sections, which you can also find in, for example, in Herike rugs, but the weave of Kumkapi metal threading is different. You can see these thicker lines of knots. The metal threading, the metal brocading and Herike carpets is actually, it's different. It's more of a, I don't even know how to describe it. It looks different. It does not look like actual knots. And here you have the metal threading. And what Zara Benjamin typically did was to weave designs inside the metal threading. As you can see here, you can see these blue flowers, these golden branches made from gold-plated metal thread, and I don't know how they added the blue color to the metal threading, but so what he did is he really added colors to the metal threading, as you can see here, which is just impressive and just beautiful. It's something that Zara Benjamin did most of all, and yeah, let me tell you why this piece is so special. As you can see, this piece is extremely detailed. The level of detail on this carpet is just unheard of. It's just something I have not seen before. I mean, for comparison, we have a Serafian carpet here, which is extremely fine. We're talking about, this is one of the finest Serafian carpets I've had. We're talking about 12 knots per centimeter, which is 1.45 million knots per square meter, or 900 kpsi roughly. And look how like not undetailed this piece looks in comparison. Just look how this piece looks like a low knot count carpet compared to this piece. The level of detail, the size of the motifs is just insanely small, and it's incredible. The knot count of this carpet, without exaggeration, is 16 to 17 knots per centimeter, which is almost 3 million knots per square meter, or like, I think that's like 1700 kpsi. So we're talking about the finest known antique silk carpet. There is no silk carpet on the world that I've seen sold in auction or anywhere else, displayed in a museum. Nowhere I've never seen something even close to this knot count. The only rugs that I've seen with a knot count like this are newly produced silk Herike carpets by famous workshops like the Aussie Peck workshop, but those pieces were produced during the last 3-4 decades. So yeah, I believe this piece to be the finest antique silk rug, and it's just incredibly mesmerizing to look at, and the condition is excellent. It's excellent. It's impressive that even the bottom fringes are still preserved. And usually Kumkapi rugs are, most of them are in terrible condition. They are fragile, they have low pile, they have big, like, just lots of spits and lots of fringes, lots of pile. This piece has full pilot in excellent condition, making it, in my opinion, one of the most valuable antique rugs ever. And actually a piece identical to this one, identical design by Zari Benjamin. And by identical, I mean every not identical, the exact same cartoon, was sold at Christie's in 2024 for, if I'm not mistaken, 284,000 British pounds. So last year, 2024. And this piece has the exact same design, with the only difference that it's significantly smaller and significantly finer, meaning it's the same knots, same design. The knots are just smaller, making this piece significantly fine. That other piece had like 12 knots per centimeter, this one 16, 17. So that other was a 6x4, this is a 5x3. It's just an insane piece. I ended up not selling it at an auction, but to a private customer who I believe will appreciate this rug very much. It will hold a very special piece in his collection, which I'm very happy about. But before shipping it, I wanted to share this with you guys and also show you a bit the silk features, meaning what silk typically has is a very strong look depending on the lighting, meaning it really depends on how you put light on the rug. It just looks differently. And let me turn on my room lighting, which is coming from the top, and use this bottom lighting instead. And you can see the colors now. The borders have a much more yellow golden color. The vine red field shows a much more intense color now. And let me focus here, just so you get an idea of this stunning antique, definitely museum grade piece of art. And yeah, if you want to know more about Kumkapi rugs, please visit my website, carpetcollector.com. I published an article which I put a lot of work into and a lot of research, and yeah, I'll link it down in the description. It will feature many other Kumkapi rugs, all the weavers, and I believe I have always been a big fan. It has always been a dream of mine to own a Kumkapi carpet. Now I finally managed to own one, and it was an honor having this piece in my gallery. Nobody knew about it, but I was enjoying it every day, and now it has finally found a new home, a new owner, and I'll miss this piece dearly, but I'm happy that it found a proper place where it belongs. And yeah, I'm just happy to share this piece one last time before packing it up. Thank you so much for your attention, and see you in the next video.